Dear Chosen One, before you scroll past this, I need 10 minutes of your attention because I believe you were led here today for a reason. Something in your life is ending, and I don't say that to scare you. I say it because endings are the doorway to every new season you've ever prayed for. You've felt it, haven't you? A restlessness lately, a sense that something in your life just doesn't fit the way it used to. That restlessness is not a malfunction. It is a signal. It means you have outgrown a season that used to feel like home, and something new is already forming, even if you can't fully see it yet. If this is speaking to you right now, comment the word ready, so I know how many of you are standing exactly where I'm describing. Let me tell you what a new season actually requires, because I don't think we talk about this honestly enough. It requires letting go of something familiar before you can hold something better. That's the part nobody warns you about. You don't get to keep everything from the old season while stepping fully into the new one. Some relationships won't make the transition with you. Some habits won't survive the version of you that's coming. Some comfort zones have to be left behind entirely. Even the ones that felt safe. Even the ones you built your identity around for years. Dear Chosen One, that loss is not punishment. It is the necessary cost of growth. And growth was always going to require you to release your grip on something before your hands were free to receive what's next. Think about a snake shedding its skin. From the outside, it looks uncomfortable, even painful. But that shedding isn't damage. It's development. The old skin has to go, not because it failed, but because it's already served its purpose and the creature underneath has outgrown it completely. You are in a shedding season right now, Chosen One, and I need you to stop mourning the skin you're leaving behind and start trusting the version of you that's emerging underneath it. Let's talk about fear for a moment, because fear is usually the loudest voice during a transition. Fear will tell you that the old season, even with all its pain, was safer than the uncertainty of what's next. Fear will tempt you to go back to what's familiar, simply because familiar feels less terrifying than unknown, even when familiar was actually hurting you. I want you to recognize that voice today, and I want you to stop letting it make your decisions for you. Comfort and growth have never once lived in the same room. If you've been feeling that tension between wanting to move forward and being terrified to actually do it, that's not confusion. That's simply what transformation feels like from the inside. Here's something I want you to sit with. Every new season you've ever stepped into, even the good ones, required you to walk through a period of not knowing exactly what came next. Think back to every major turning point in your life so far. A new city, a new relationship, a new opportunity you almost talked yourself out of. Somewhere in the middle of that transition, you felt lost, uncertain, maybe even a little afraid you'd made the wrong decision. And yet you made it through. You always have. That's not luck, Chosen One. That's proof that you are far more capable of navigating uncertainty than the anxious part of your mind wants you to believe. If you've made it through every transition so far in your life, comment, "I've made it through before," right now. Because I want you to see in writing just how much evidence you already have of your own resilience. Let's talk about the people who won't understand your new season, because there will be some. Not everyone who was part of your old chapter is meant to walk into the new one with you, and that's not a reflection of your worth. It's simply the natural rhythm of growth. Some people loved a version of you that no longer exists, and when you change, it can unsettle them, even if that was never your intention. You are not responsible for managing everyone else's discomfort with your growth. You are only responsible for continuing to walk in the direction you know you're being called toward, even if it means walking through some seasons more quietly, with fewer people beside you than before. Here's your declaration for today, and I want you to say it with conviction, whether silently or out loud right now. I release what this season required me to release. I trust the discomfort of transition, because I know growth has never once felt fully comfortable. I'm not the same person I was a year ago, and I don't have to apologize for that. My new season is already forming, even in the waiting, even in the uncertainty, and I'm ready to walk into it with courage instead of fear. I also want to remind you that new seasons rarely arrive with a dramatic announcement. Most of the time, they arrive quietly, disguised as a small decision you almost talked yourself out of making, a conversation you finally had the courage to start, a door you knocked on despite being terrified of rejection, an old pattern you finally chose not to repeat, even though it would have been easier to fall back into it. Don't underestimate the small, quiet decisions you've been making lately. They may seem insignificant in the moment, but they are often the exact hinge that your entire new season is swinging open on. If today's message met you exactly where you are, hit that follow button right now, because this is not a one-time conversation. Chosen One, this is a series, and I release a new message like this every single day for exactly the season you're walking through. You don't want to miss tomorrow's, especially if today spoke directly to you. Before we close, I want you to think of one person in your life who is also in the middle of a transition right now. Someone who might be scared to let go of what's familiar, even though they know deep down it's time. Send them this video today. Sometimes the most loving thing we can do for someone is remind them that their new season is not something to fear. It's something to walk toward with open hands. You are not falling apart, Chosen One. You are falling into alignment with who you were always meant to become. Subscribe now if this message reached you today, because the next one is coming. And I don't want you to miss the exact reminder you'll need tomorrow. You are ready. You are capable. And your new season has already begun. Until next time, walk in peace.